皆さんこんにちは。私は高校3年生のジャスティン・トランです。
It shows commitment to colleges, and you can also use it for like your career.
I wanted to learn a third language.
And also when you go to college, you can expand on the French you already know, and then for job interviews you can say you're, like if she already knows English and Spanish, you can say she's trilingual, and that's just going to look better on her resume.
It allowed me to focus and to know how the world is around me other than just the English American culture and the Latin culture.
And I already speak Spanish at home, so I was like, oh, I'll try French. And it's just fun to like be able to say that you can speak in a different language.
We used to play this fly swatter game with like the board, and that was really fun. We would like fly swat like the answers on like on the screen, and that was fun.
Almost every week we do stories in class, and it's really fun because you get to, the kids in your class are playing the characters.
My favorite activities to do in class is talk with my friends in Japanese.
I feel that if I were to visit France one day, I could, survive without using English, and I think I'd like to do that someday.
For my career in music education, I plan to use my Spanish skills to communicate with students who are maybe not as fluent in English.
I'm going back this summer, so I'll use it a lot for the month that I'm there, and then I'm taking it in college for the next 4 years, studying, using it as my minor.
I want to go into business that's more like international, and I feel like if you know several languages, you can connect.
I've wanted to go to Japan for a really long time. In fact, hopefully, if my cards work out right, I get to study in Japan while I'm in college too.
Well, since I was a little kid, I was always taught Spanish at home. I've always learned both English and Spanish. English at school, Spanish at home. And I just wanted to really professionalize myself with my language of origin, and I plan to use it in my future profession.
I decided to do French because I was already in French in junior high, so I just stuck with it. And it was also one of my favorite languages that was offered at the time.
Aventure Française, where every year we go to Indiana and with other schools, and you stay for a weekend and you just speak in French all weekend. It's so much fun.
Team building kind of activities, and I personally gained an appreciation of the French culture.
I've actually used it outside of the classroom. I watch French films and listen to French music too. And
because I think it's a pretty language, and I want to go to France someday.
Same.
Oh, I also want to go to Africa because they speak French there.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
La classe de français est ma plus favorite parce que c'est amusante et c'est pas facile, mais un peu facile.
Que cabello? It means what the cabbage, but it's actually what the heck or something as a common expression.
I went on the Italian exchange, and I was able to use everything I learned in the class to connect with my Italian exchange partner. His name is Paolo. Yeah, it's a really great experience for me, and I really enjoyed it.
I chose to study Japanese because, well, I watch a lot of anime, and
Taking Japanese class was not a mistake, and I thought it was actually going to be really challenging, but it turns out to be a little bit simpler than I thought.
And I never thought that I could learn 2 alphabets in one school year, but it's really not as hard as it sounds.
Oh, this is the kanji of river, and it's just a picture of a flow of the river.
I did the Japanese exchange program, and through this program I was able to build lifelong relationships with the people across the globe, so I think you should do it.
I've hosted in the Japanese exchange program for 2 years, and I'm looking forward to going to Japan next year because I know lots of people there now, and I feel really close ties to Japan.
The thing that surprised me most was when I went to Spain and I got to use my skills that I learned here at Elk Grove, and just to be immersed in that culture was really cool, and it helped my language skills.
I wanted to be able to have a conversation with people without using any little bit of English into it. I want to be completely from start to finish complete Spanish. And to be honest, I think it's benefited me in a whole bunch of different aspects because like now I'm able to like have the full conversation like with my grandparents live in Puerto Rico, like all my family out there. I've taken both AP classes that we offer at Elk Grove, and now like I'm about to graduate and I'm going to University of Illinois, and I'm hoping to have a double major, one in business and one in Spanish. So I want to continue on my career with Spanish and hopefully get maybe an international business major and hopefully study abroad in the foreign, in like the Spanish-speaking countries.
Now that I've taken 4 years of Spanish, I feel like I can speak it better than freshman year, and since like I will apply it better at my job.
Don't just take the 2 years that it's required. If you take the whole 4 years, you're actually going to get something out of it because you're going to know the language much more better than if you just took the 2 years.
And if you do take it all 4 years, your class gets smaller and smaller as you progress, and like you become more closer and more comfortable with your class that you were with all 4 years.
Don't quit. It's taught me in other ways not to give up at all, like when it comes to sports and just life in general, just continue on like with what you're doing. Don't stop just because you're having like a little bump in the road. It's not going to benefit you at all in life.
If you don't understand anything at the beginning, that's okay because you will eventually. And just stick with it. It's a great program. You'll learn a lot.
Stick with it. If it like seems to get hard, if you just study it and be with it, you'll be better at it, and you'll become more fluent than you think you will be in like your 4 years.
Just do it.
That's what I'm gonna say.
高校1年生の時に私は日本語が全然話せませんでした。でもエルクグローブの日本語のクラスとダーネル先生のおかげで日本語ができるようになりました。
It's not about finding a way through the storm. It's about learning to dance in the rain.
You have nothing to lose, and if it's not something that you're interested in, you can always try a different language or do something else. But it's definitely worth a try because you may find a new passion for it like I did.
取ってください。たくさん楽しい思い出を作れますよ。よろしくお願いします。